Hi guys, you are getting me straight off the treadmill in the middle of the staycation. People are downstairs relaxing after I fed them a delightful breakfast, and I just felt like I needed to come in and do a meditation and work through some energy with you guys. So when I started the meditation, I saw the DM talking, and then they were talking to the Divine Feminine. The Divine Feminine was talking back to the Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine was kind of like, oh, right, like kind of thinking through things. And we came through a tunnel, all right? And we were taken to the World Tree, and there were all of us sitting in this circle, okay, around this World Tree. And there was those on the ground, and then a layer above, and then a layer above, and then a layer above, but also below the ground, layer below, right? And they went on into eternity, right? Eternity. It was just never ending, infinite. And I was told that this is the shifts, right? Like we either we shift up, we shift down, right? It depends on what we are pulling in from, which way we shift, right? And we were taken then to a geisha and a gorilla, okay? And I was told that the geisha, right, is the artist, the feminine flame, the fire within. In the apprenticeship, they are called the half jewel, right? So this is again talking about, right, like half of our energy being this feminine. Someone needed to hear that. And she is, right, gracious and flexible, but also strong. But just that is the gorilla, the embodiment of the gorilla. And that these two have come to lead our energy in power and compassion. And the translation of gorilla was shown to me as the tribe of hairy women. And I thought that was funny because geishas wear wigs, right? And wigs as an aspect are about protecting our wisdom, right? As well as showing your power. And I'm told this is about changes in your lifestyle that is coming in, okay? So we were taken to a palace, and there was a monk sitting in a throne. And it was a monk where you could not see, right? Where the eyes, you could only see the mouth, and we keep seeing the mouth, right? So conversations need to happen. But also it's about, they just said to me, for some of you, it's time to stop stalking and start talking, okay? But it's also about the energy that this was a divine masculine energy that was working on enlightenment, and that the enlightenment doesn't come from sight, but from inner wisdom. And the monk had a large owl that came down and landed in the right hand, okay? Again, this masculine energy. And this was as he was sitting on the throne. And this is for the teachings, because this monk is not speaking. It is actually sending the messages, right? And allowing then for those that are being taught to speak. I was taken to the 8 manifestations, and it goes through the lion, the lotus, the rays of the sun, the tigress, the roaring lion, and the wisdom, which is where you are. And after the wisdom comes the initiation of union. And so you are in that initiation, pre-initiation energy here of gaining this wisdom. I'm told that you have to receive this wisdom if you want to move into that energy. So then I was shown, I was sitting on the top of a mountain, and it was just a beautiful blue sky, and there were clouds, and it was sunny, but it was above the clouds as well, right? So you could not see the earth. It was just, right, this beautiful space shielded from the world. And here is where you have to come for the wisdom of the fire in your body, right? To move from that roar. And you called it in. You called in the roar. You called in the tower, right? If you're here, you know you called in the tower. You feel the tower. You know what its purpose was, right? We don't have to go into that. But I was told that in 2015, during a very important prayer date on March 29th, it's the 10th day of the lunar cycle in the Tibetan calendar, and an owl came and stood on this throne, and it stood there for the entire 4-hour prayer. And this is the guru. I don't want to say this wrong. I think it's Rinpoche. I could be completely wrong. Please correct me if I am wrong. But it is the special prayer, and the owl was there protecting its wisdom. Okay, and they're talking. Hold on. So they're showing me that the symbolism of that date was the angel number of 22. And they're showing me also in my decks for the inner child, the masculine and the feminine, the 22 is the in-between. Okay. And 10th day of the lunar cycle being in between. And they told me that the July 13th will be very important. Okay. That this is, again, the Sagittarius full moon. It's also the day of Asala Dharma Day. It's a day to express gratitude, and it teaches the lessons of Buddha's first sermon. And this is the turning the wheel of Dharma. Okay, so talking about the eightfold path to attain nirvana, righteous of belief, resolve, speech, action, livelihood, effort, thought, and meditation. And so they were really, really focusing me on the 4 noble truths. Okay, number 1, truth and suffering, rebirth. Okay, if you are here, you have gone through truth and suffering and rebirth. Okay, because you have come into a connection with a person, place, or thing that has awakened you. Number 2, the cause. Okay, it's when the craving comes in and you're not being within. You're craving, chasing, okay, obsessing on whatever the situation is. The 3rd path where we are right now is this cycle of how do you now release that suffering? Okay, you have to work on your own karmic issues to heal in order to get to that freedom, that liberation, that nirvana, that divine energy that you are seeking. Okay, so let's see what Spirit wants to, okay, share with us today. I am sharing the Nomad Soul Warrior Tarot to start off with here. Okay, beautiful deck. I fell in love with it the minute I saw it. So I'm so lucky to have this limited edition deck. It's very beautiful. Okay, what do we need to know about going through the releasing of the suffering, Spirit? Tell us about the wisdom of the releasing of the suffering. Okay, Knight of Wands. Okay, again, the craving, that energy, right? The rays of the heart, right, are here. The fire is here instead of continuing to move through. The fire is, right, obsessing. 7 of Pentacles, right? Nothing is growing but divine timing. And there's even a question here, right, of the divine timing. Of how is that even so, right? Again, they're showing me all of the trees, like the levels of the trees, okay? 8 of Swords. Again, we cannot see what we are bound to physically. We have to see it with our heart space. okay, and the Five of Swords, right? The pain really is in the idea that you're still carrying this energy post Tower, that you don't have any choices, that you don't have any paths, you don't have any way forward. Right, but that Ace of Swords is standing upright. It says you do have a decision that you can make here, right? Four of Pentacles. You keep planting trees, you keep shifting. You keep planting trees and you keep shifting in order to try to make the moment perfection here, right? But again, they're taking us to the lunar cycle here. It is letting that seed go. Don't plant it. You have to let it go into the air. Look at that. Let it go. Let it be just a wish. Do not plant it. Do not hold it in the moment. Let it go. Yeah, and then it becomes that turning wheel of that, right? The wheel of Dharma. And the angels are listening. We've got the messages coming in. We've got the lion, right? Yeah, strength. And it takes you to that enlightenment. So very important energy here underneath, right? There's death. Okay, you have to let go of the control of that seed. But you don't want to, right? There's that Ten of Wands trying to control. I'm trying to control the tree of life. Okay, I'm trying to control the moments that I am in, and it's not helping you at all. Okay, it's not getting you there. And it's a focus on limitation rather than just letting it happen, right? Tell me why the craving still is not being released. Because there's a drifting in the emotions here, okay, that needs to end, all right? And this is the feeling of aloneness, okay? There needs to end the feeling of aloneness, right? And the understanding of being the one, right? The direction here is, right, you cannot have a balance. You have to take those stones and just cast them and release them, okay? Release things, release the seeds, let them grow. And the abundance will come in that liberation in ways that are not expected here with the Earth Mother. Okay, that Two of Swords. Okay, home. This is definitely part of that Tower. Okay, the release of the home, or the messages coming into the home, and the decision of where am I going to be, where's my home, where am I going to root myself, right? I'm still in this boat, I'm in these emotions, the water has dried up, I'm under the moon, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm going to land, okay? We can't see it. Enlightenment here, Eight of Swords, how do we see it? Okay, in that gratitude, humility. The sheep doesn't eat because it knows it's going to be sheared. The sheep just eats because that's what it does, right? It just knows. I'm listening to my needs. Why are you trying to replant the seeds? If I can change it, I can have union. If I can perfect the timing, I can have union. Okay? What happens when you just release control of it? The moon. It's out of sight. The void. It's out of sight. It may even be out of your feelings somewhat. And it's really funny. They're showing me that these towers are very, behind her, these like pillars are very, very phallic in nature. Okay. And she's turned her back on them. So it's an energy, again, turning the back on the craving, right? And look at this moon energy. It's almost like, no, you cannot go here into that sexual space. But it's also, right, like I'm not going to judge what's going to be birthed here. Okay. Yeah. Put the fire out. Don't go into that sexual craving, I must have this in the way that I must have it sort of an energy. Okay. Wheel of Fortune here. Again, good fortune and unfamiliar territory. Home will be provided for you. Right? Look, this fish is like, I don't need the water. I'm magical. I rise above. And luck will be gifted to me. And I know that the strength of the tree is that the portal will open when it is right for me, right? Strength. Manifestation. Bound in reverse. And Mother in reverse. Okay. No longer, right? There's a Hangman's energy here of why did I bind myself to home? This is right underneath home, right? When did I bind myself to the idea of home when I can manifest so much more? Okay, why? 10 of Wands here. You wanted to heal it without changing, right? Here's the thing. Spirit has been slowly trying to peel this old skin away from you. Okay, bring you through this full rebirth. We've got death here. You just didn't want it. Okay, yeah, again, right? Because you were focused on the fire. The fire has to go out. Underlying energy is that it's time is coming here. The full moon, okay, is when you are going to manifest this new understanding of, right? What does that divine connection mean? Right? Look, let the sun rays see and give you the knowledge. Right? That creates the abundance. And in that abundance flows this new energy of home, which is a very grounded energy here. Okay? Okay, there is silence here, even amongst just doing the day-to-day energies, right? And just playing along and acting like you belong, even though you feel so singularly alone amongst everyone else. That's the challenge, okay? To be awakened and to know what you want so badly that knowing you have to release it. Yeah. Because you know that there's an energy of it above the clouds where it's protected and it is still growing. Okay? Yeah. That's the challenge, to understand the yin and the yang, and that it always has its space, even when it doesn't feel like it does. That's the completion here, that growth. Okay? Growing your home into the energy that all of the light rays are coming in, right? And they're all giving you all of that knowledge. And it doesn't matter where you are, right? Doesn't matter where you are, you can grow anywhere, okay? That's finding your voice. That's finding your truth, right? You already did that, I feel like. It's for some of you when you roared and opened up this tower, and you're moving now the karmic past here. Energy of the south, okay? Through this lunar cycle. Okay, yep, you're in the storm here. And the challenge is to just let the lightning strike. Just let it strike. Right? It's a very unfamiliar way to manifest yourself, but let it strike, okay? Because you're mastering the inner knowing so that you can do that whoosh of nirvana. Okay, yeah, there we go, new beginning through the portal. I feel like this is very important to get to that 8-8. You have to be very patient between 7-13 and 8-8. Okay? You're going to feel very out of it gravity-wise here, okay? But that's super important. So let's get a little bit of advice here, moving beyond the 13th, beyond the full moon. What can you expect towards the 8-8? Okay, again, King of Cups came out in reverse. They're showing me, again, this is about the fish out of water, right? See that fish? This is going to be an unexpected space of changing your perspective. Okay, Three of Wands, right? Looking to that inner knowing to guide you rather than that old energy of I have to know where I'm going, right? Inner knowing is going to bring it forward. Six of Swords in reverse. Again, right? There's a masculine and a feminine energy here of waiting, right? There's the Empress. Waiting for those rays of light to appear in the heart in a different way. Again, 10 of Wands, right? But I feel like, again, there's an energy here of the feminine. We've got the gorilla, right? Saying, I am strong enough to carry all of this. But why should you? It's because you're not wanting to allow yourself, right, to move into this emotional state. There's a little bit of fear here. Okay, Nine of Pentacles, right? Just keep working with the messengers. Growth seems slow because you keep replanting. You've got to stop that, right? Again, those Two of Swords, right? You've got to stop that desire again, right? The tigress. The old tree, no matter how you've shifted, is changed. You cannot bring the moments of the past back. You can only move forward and birth the next moment to moment here. Right? Ace of Wands. New actions. Allow things to grow as they are meant to. Seven of Cups. What will appear will be for your highest good. Don't preemptively determine what the cup will hold. They're showing me the snake has climbed out of the cup, right? It's climbing out of the cup. And so let the transformation finish and see where it leads you, right? Do as much rest and recovery. You may be very tired, right? There's a lot of truth coming to you. Listen to your body, listen to sing to your heart if you need to about what it has given away. And then let the sun come in. Okay. Power. Queen of Wands at the bottom here. Okay. Don't overthink the messages, the owl that's bringing here, right? Don't overthink it. There's a feeling that it's not true. Don't overthink that, right? Yeah, there's Ace of Swords. They're just confirming you're going to think that things that are coming in are not true, but they are. Okay, even if it's a offer of friendship, you might disregard it. But this person is coming in from the top of the mountain, King of Swords, right? I've seen the truth. I'm carrying the blue butterflies. I sat on the throne for the 4-hour prayer, right? I've listened to the fates. I'm ready for something different, but you kind of have to let it happen, all right? So, love you guys. Have a beautiful week. Keep enjoying those videos that I have left for you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can click on the donation down below or go to Patreon to see the extended. It's pay what you can. Every little bit helps, as I'm also in transition. And I just send you guys so much love and light, okay? Thanks. Bye.